Form up side by side, about to get the green for 50 laps in the late model stock division.
These cars are going to be fast. They circle this tri-oval in a little over 16 seconds.
So far, so good through turn one. Shane Bradford jumps out in the lead. Peeler drops back into the third spot now, as Buster Bennett trying to hang on to that second spot right now. Peeler pinned down on the low side.
Bo Faust also in the hunt, that 22 car, as he works up around there in the fourth spot now. Kevin Love back in fifth spot in that number 8 car. We have to get used to seeing Kevin in that 8 car. That's as Steve talked about there a little bit ago. That's just kind of strange.
It's a whole different look for him.
So Shane Bradford has the top spot. Buster Bennett now chasing him right there on his back bumper through turns 1 and 2 down through the dog leg. Shane Bradford has that car hooked up, though, and running real strong.
There you see the battle right there for fourth position. It's the 22 car of Bo Faust and Kevin Love in the 8 car.
Kevin was going on the outside. Whoa! Gets up underneath Bo Faust. I thought Kevin was going to scrape the wall when he went to the outside a while ago. Not enough room there, and he had to back out. Challenge for the lead coming up. Buster Bennett to the inside, looking at Shane Bradford, trying to take the top spot away. 4 laps complete now.
We saw Buster Bennett before the race. He's out there putting decals on the race car. We told him to put a couple upside down and we could they'd stand out to the television audience. So we don't know if he did or not. But it looks like he didn't. He looks like he put them all right side up. So he does what he's supposed to do. There he is.
You see Bradford smoking that right front.
Boy, side-by-side racing for the top spot there.
Nose to tail for the top 3 positions here, side by side for the lead. Now, Peeler started on the point. He finished 9th in the points a season ago. The way he was pinned down low early, it looked like he was going to get freight trained, but he bounces right back and hangs on to third.
He's got a good full head of steam now watching these two guys. If they tangle up with each other or get a little out of shape, he could be back at the front of this thing.
Now, we've seen Shane Bradford out here for several years. He's been so close to winning championships out here at Concord. I believe he's determined this is going to be a great year for him.
Yeah, he went a while and raced a lot, raced seriously. Then he had a couple years where he only ran partial schedules, came back to a full schedule last year, and he is really committed to it. The whole Bradford construction crew works on this car, and they are really fired up about this season and really want to put a full-fledged effort into becoming the NASCAR champion here at Concord.
Right now, it's a 5-car breakaway. The first 5 cars are bumper to bumper, nose to tail.
Shane Bradford leading it. Buster Bennett rides second. Scott Peeler is third. Bo Faust is fourth. And Kevin Love rides in the 5th spot. Then the big gap back to Darren Dorsey in the 6th position.
Well, the 8 car right there in the picture, just a second ago, the 8 car was all over the back of the 22 car. Seems like they touch each and every lap. Right there is your battle for the lead.
Here comes Buster Bennett again, looking to the inside. But, boy, how many times have we seen Shane Bradford run right around the outside of people, and they can run down low. They'll run down there for 10 laps and wear their tires off trying to get around him. He never gets rattled up there.
Bo Faust making a move as we look at the battle for the lead. Faust underneath Peeler. Boy, he got it a little out of shape there. Kevin Love trying to find room to go as well.
And your leaders are leaning on each other here off the final corner.
Contact right behind the leaders.
There too. Bo Faust has the spot. Now, Kevin Love has gotten up into the number 4 spot. There's that battle for the lead again. Here comes Buster Bennett down to the inside of Shane Bradford. These two have been going at it all race long.
Some lap traffic now going to be a factor for the leaders.
That's what they need.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen that 56 car go down here sideways? He likes to hang it out. It looks like he drives the car awful loose.
He started on the dirt side of racing. Raced over at East Lincoln Speedway one year. He won like 20 of 23 features or something. So he's got has good car control. Is one thing a lot of the dirt track drivers really come with. And boy, he does hang it out an awful lot.
It was the 21 looks like, but actually I think it's the 31. Casey Johnson just going a lap down there to the leaders. Peeler back into the 5th spot now and losing ground to Bo Faust and Kevin Love here in your picture. That's 3rd and 4th.
Well, earlier we said it was a 5-car freight train, a 5-car breakaway. Now it's a 2 and 2. So you got 2 cars out front and then about 8 car lengths behind them, 2 more cars waging a great battle.
Yeah, the one that got shuffled out there is Scott Peeler. There's the 2. There's the second 2. Bo Faust and Kevin Love. And then Scott Peeler has dropped back from that battle just a little bit in the 5th spot still.
Well, Kevin Love in the 8 car can't get any closer to the 22 car. He was under him that time.
It looks like he's a little quicker. He just can't quite find the room to get by right now.
Look at there.
He is
coming down the front straightaway. He is absolutely under the rear deck of that car.
There goes Buster Bennett again down to the inside of Shane Bradford.
He's tried this move several times, hasn't quite been able to solidify that top spot yet.
See, what happens here, Bradford keeps that car wound up around the outside right there. Buster Bennett has to pin the car down right there, coming off the corner. He has to turn the car, and he can't get a good run off the corner. And watch this down into 3 now. He's good here, but right here, he has to, right here, coming up the corner, he has to turn right there, and Bradford is on it the whole time, and he keeps it pinned down. And what happens is Buster Bennett gets his tires heated up because he's sliding the car a lot more, and then he loses traction.
He's good for about 3 laps, and he backs off for about 3 laps, and he makes another run at it. So right now, he's in the midst of a 3-lap segment.
The difference is Shane has some room at the top he can use. Buster Bennett doesn't have any room. He's got to turn the car more sharply, and it scrubs off some speed.
Yep. And Shane's just out there just riding around the outside, keeping those tires from sliding. Buster's got a good run on him this time. This is as far up as he's got on him going into turn number 3.
Boy, they have been side by side more laps than they have been single file.
But Shane just keeps the hammer down on the outside. There he goes, right back around the outside. Buster's back in line behind him.
Cleared him. Now, Buster will ride back there for a lap or 2 or 3, and then he'll make another run at it.
Yep.
Kevin Love, meanwhile, has gotten by Bo Faust and is gaining on the leaders.
Yeah, Kevin has closed the gap. A while ago it was 2 and 2, but right now it's 3 cars evenly strung out.
Kevin moved around Bo Faust and took that spot. And while those guys were racing side by side, Kevin made up a lot of ground. And Kevin is coming pretty quickly, though. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do with this duo up front. But again, if Shane Bradford keeps running his line and doesn't slide his tires into it, he's going to be tough for anybody to pass.
22 of 50 laps complete here in the late model stock division at Concord Motorsport Park on WSOC FM 103 season opening night. The Big Ten Series, the Tucson Big Ten Series, debut at Concord. Late model stock division putting on a good show here. Shane Bradford leading it, Buster Bennett second, Kevin Love third, Bo Faust is fourth, Scott Peeler rounds out the top 5. Sixth now is the 2 car of Travis Sharp. But really the race is the front 3 cars.
Yeah, we saw the 7 car go up and challenge Bradford in the 56 car several times, but he's kind of backed off. Sam Collins,
just
the 27 car, is just...
He just went a lap down there.
Just about got into your leader, though. I thought they were going to make some contact coming up that final corner.
But I would think by now the Buster Bennett, the 7 car, as they come back to us, it's halfway. He's sitting back there. He's running second place for 3 or 4 or 5 laps now, thinking maybe he's got his tires cooled off and make another run and change just any time now.
The problem Buster Bennett has with that, and I agree totally, he's sitting there riding, but he was doing that. Now he has Kevin Love to worry about. And if he gets that car pinched down and Kevin Love gets up on the outside behind Shane Bradford, he could go from second to third instead of second to first, too. So he has another dimension there he has to worry about now with Kevin Love back there.
27 of 50 laps complete now. Bradford opening up a little bit of a margin.
Boy, that's as big a margin as he's had all night long. Usually it's a matter of a couple inches alongside of him is what it's been.
Yeah.
Brian Honeycutt with Speedway Plumbing has really come on board big time with Shane Bradford and really helped that team. We talked about him not being able to run a couple years of full schedule, and through Brian's effort there in the sponsorship with Speedway Plumbing has been able to put that car so they're here each and every week. It's just been good to see it. Shane's just one of those real likable guys.
Shane's got a little bit of a new look on the side of the race car. The 56 is all flamed up.
Yeah, he's got some design on the thing.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Shane Bradford would love to win, as would any of the guys here, but boy, I think he'd just as soon race side by side with somebody all night as anything else.
I think he enjoys that as much as anything.
He is, yeah. He's just a cool guy.
On pit road now is the 31 of Casey Johnson, who had gone a lap down.
Yep, Johnson rolls down along pit road. He's going back.
Yeah, he's through. He's on color tonight.
And Steve, that was the website that we were talking about earlier.
What
was it?
It was if you don't have a car,
.com or
yeah.
Great not to have a car or something unusual like that.
Yeah, it caught our eye and we talked about it, but it's the guy
done for the night.
Said, yeah.
32 of 50 complete.
Shane has got a good run going now. He's got a good rhythm going is what it boils down to now. You just click off the laps here. They've ran 32 solid laps here, so he knows what the car's doing. It's real comfortable, able to get out there and just run his line and not worry about Buster Bennett or Kevin Love back there. Thought for a while Kevin Love caught up with those guys pretty good, but it's kind of stabilized now between those front 3 cars.
Now remember, They debuted the crate motor in some tests last year, but this is the first official full season of the crate motor. It's not mandatory. They allow the drivers to run those crate motors to hold the cost down in this late model stock division. And this, of course, the premier NASCAR division in terms of points and national championships and regional championships and all that.
Yeah, these guys compete with drivers at about 90 other tracks, and they have regional series. This is the Southeastern Coastal Regional Series, which is about 9 tracks here in this area in the Carolinas and maybe up into Virginia. And they compete against each other, and so and that's the big honor to win that. And there's thousands of dollars up for grabs.
36 laps complete. We'll take a quick timeout. Back we are at Concord. You haven't missed a thing. Shane Bradford still controlling this race. Buster Bennett right on his heels. Right on Buster's heels is Kevin Love, 3-time champion at Concord, back this season.
Well, when's the last time you come to Concord and Kevin Love was out there racing and not threatening to run away with it?
I know, running third and running with his tongue hanging out in third spot. He's caught now. He has caught Buster Bennett there. And we see Bennett's car, that number 7 machine in your screen. Kevin Love has caught him now. Kevin is starting to rally here late in the race. And it's going to get interesting, and there's some lap traffic ahead of those leaders. This could be a wild finish to this one.
Yeah, Kevin Love is
car spinning sideways almost right in front of the leaders. The 23 machine, Darren Dorsey, got completely sideways in the orange car that you'll see in your picture in just a second. I don't know how he saved it because it looked like he was going to crash right in front of the leaders, but he saved it somehow.
Yeah, Kevin Love is beginning to put a little pressure on the 7 car, Buster Bennett, and he's sitting in a position right now. If anybody makes a mistake ahead of him, he's going to take that position. But these 2 guys in front of him are not likely to make a mistake.
Look, there's 3 cars going through. And you know, when you're sitting there, Shane Bradford, and you're thinking, okay, I've got to deal with this lap traffic, and 1 lap before you catch a guy, he goes sideways through the dog leg. That has to be a concern to you. See, Shane, this is where Shane, having that car hooked up on the outside, though, has a real, he's very strong. Oh, he got too far out there. He got it sideways, lost the lead. Buster Bennett took the top spot.
My goodness, just when you started to praise him.
to brag about that outside lane. And Kevin Love just shoved him to the outside also.
I was just talking about not making a mistake, and Shane Bradford made a mistake.
Yes, he did.
But now Buster's clogged up behind side-by-side battles in front of them. These cars are on the tail end of the lead lap, and Buster can't get through.
There we go. Kevin Love's right there on his back bumper now.
Nate Piper there goes a lap down. Now this allows Bradford to catch back up because he had lost several car lengths.
Shane needs to get settled down right now and come right back at him is what he needs to do here. And as long as this lap car stays in front, that keeps everything close up at the front.
Yeah, we've got about 7 laps to go, so these guys, they can't hold back right now. They've got to turn it up, and we'll see anything and everything they've got.
All bets are up, and that lap car is not running that badly.
Now he goes into contact. Kevin Love gets tapped from behind.
Bradford goes around. Someone piles into the cars.
Oh, that's a lot of contact, a lot of heavy contact down there.
My gosh.
The black flag was out for someone, but before they could be displayed, a massive pileup coming into the final turn.
Kevin Love, a lot of damage on that car. Shane Bradford, he backed it into the wall. A lot of damage on that machine.
A lot of damage on the 23 car. We saw him continue to run. He come by the start-finish line.
Look at the sparks, the shower of sparks. Let's take a look again, guys, here.
Now,
there'll be some contact right here.
Yep.
And then they pile in.
Oh, you know what? These cars are lifting. These cars are lifting. And what happened? And Bradford just got into them.
Lap traffic.
Lap traffic caused them to slow. I thought, man, I didn't like what I saw there, but I have a hunch that those leaders slowed to get down under that lap car.
I think you're exactly right. Travis Sharp was on the tail end of the lead lap. He had been getting the move over flag as Kevin Love's crew comes to work on that car and see if they can get him back out. And Travis Sharp finally moved over to let the leader go by. Kevin Love had to back off, and then they piled into him from behind.
As far as that goes, you know. The 23 cars on pit road, as we mentioned there, Darren Dorsey, he has serious damage on that machine. And then another car over there in the wall, that black car, I'm not exactly sure which one that is. Might be the 27 of Sam Collins. There's one car in the wall.
Let's take another look at this replay here, guys, as they head into the
lap
turn.
car. See, Buster gets in it, but look at Kevin. Kevin lifts. Kevin could not get down, and Kevin gets out of it, and there we go. Boy.
Is that Nate Piper? That is. That's Nate Piper there that piled into the back.
Nate Piper's car. If we can go back and look at that one more time, take a look at this 23 car. He slams into him and gets a lot of front-end damage.
We've got 44 laps complete. It's going to be a 6-lap shootout to finish it. Cars behind pit wall, on pit road, all kinds of action. We'll be back to set it up for you in just a moment. Well, that is a mess. That's Nate Piper's car, the back end of that wrecker there being assisted. There is what's left of Shane Bradford's car as they tow it behind the wall. A lot of good race cars torn up because of what happened over in turn 3. Let's take another look, guys.
Now watch, here's a car we overlooked. It was in the melee down here, the 23 car.
Now
Watch
see
him
the 2
bounce off
slowing?
Yeah, the 2 cars slowed.
And the 6 slowed, and the 56 did
Now
not.
watch here, the 23 car snaps into him. A lot of front end damage, but he kept going.
Yeah, I think the 6 car slowed, but the 25 car Bradford did not. So there's the 23 of Darren Dorsey.
A lot of damage right there.
It really looked like it all started. Travis Sharp was desperately trying to hang on to the lead lap. He finally moved over and slowed to get out of the way, but when he did, they all piled up behind him, and it led to a big mess. Now, earlier today, Steve Gant had a chance to talk to the guy who suddenly finds himself in second place.
We were here with Bo Faust, the driver of the 22 car, all the way from Greensboro, North Carolina. Last year, come out here, had not a bad year. I think he finished in the top 5 3 times out of 9 events. What's your plans for the 2004 season?
Basically, we're going to try to run for the track championship if we can, but basically, we're just going to try to run as many as we can this year. As long as the car stays in one piece, we'll try to make them all.
Yeah. Bo, I didn't have a chance to talk to you last year, but I want to ask you, what brings you to Concord?
Basically, the track's pretty good, the pay's pretty decent, and, you know, the competitors are pretty good too, so, I mean, competition's where it's at, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a good competition, it's a good fast racetrack, the competition is keen. You said you was going to run for the track championship this year. What's it going to take?
Basically, you're going to have to win a bunch of races here to win the track championship. You just can't go out and run in the top 5 and contend for a championship. You got to win at least half the events to do that.
Well, last year in a different division, we saw a couple drivers come out here and never win a race, but finish with the championship. So consistency is a big key here at Concord.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, you know, you need to at least finish in the top 5 every week, if not win.
Well, Bo, I know you're busy. We'll let you get back to work. Thanks for talking to us. Good-looking race car. We'll keep our eye on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, back upstairs.
Well, there you see Bo Faust in that Pontiac. He finds himself in second place right now. Buster Bennett is the leader. We've got 6 laps to go. Scott Peeler rides in the 3rd spot. We're going to have a wild finish, folks. Don't go away. Wild crash up in turn 3. Shane Bradford, we understand, has been transported to the hospital for some medical assistance. And we have only 5 cars remaining. I mean, that was just a grinding crash over there.
And the ones that went out did some serious damage. You know, it's not just a little fender ripped off these things. It's running gear, suspension parts, front clips, rear clips, everything's trashed.
And the cars that were taken out were good race cars.
Yeah, they were. Bo Faust a little slow up to speed there. Scott Peeler gets all over the back of them, and now they get her fired up down into 1 and 2.
Scott chucked him 5 laps when they returned. 5 laps to go when they returned.
Now, my understanding from scoring is that only the front 3 cars are still on the lead lap. Buster Bennett leads it. Bo Faust is second, whom you just saw in the interview. And 3rd is Scott Peeler. 4th is Casey Johnson. And 5th is Sam Collins. But I understand he got disqualified for a technical problem earlier, so he's kind of racing for free tonight. Now coming back out onto the track is Travis Sharp, who was at the front of that altercation that led to a red flag a little while ago.
Buster Bennett having things his way.
Bo Faust is right there. He's going to take a look.
Yeah.
He's getting a good run into the final turn, but...
Oh, Bo Faust really had that car a little out of control coming off the final corner, but we get down here in the final stages. Buster Bennett, just keep the wheels pointed in the right direction. Keep that car about 4 lengths behind you, and you'll be all right. Coming on this time for 2 laps to go.
And let's not forget, this race started with about 20 laps or so of he and Shane Bradford being side by side.
Yeah, you're right about that.
2 to go. As they come around this time, they'll get the white flag. Closing again is Bo Faust.
Well, he is. He drove it in hard that time. He's got one more shot at it.
White flag.
He's on his back bumper, too. He's right there.
Nose to tail now with 1 lap to go. Buster Bennett trying to get the victory.
Yeah, through the dog leg, he takes a look to the inside, but I just don't think he's got quite enough. There he goes. He made a strong move going into turn 3.
He gets into the turn very well, but not going to be able to get underneath Buster Bennett, who takes the checkered flag. Coming home second is going to be Bo Faust. 3rd, Scott Peeler. Those are the only 3 cars to finish on the lead lap after a grinding crash that sent 5 cars behind the wall and a red flag came out. But Buster Bennett has been one of the fastest cars in the field all night long, and he will go to victory lane deservedly so. As we go out, look at the full field rundown. When we come back, Buster Bennett in victory lane. in Concord, folks. We've still got one feature, the main event coming up. But first, the victor in the late model stock division.
Buster Bennett in victory lane! Made for TV.
I look like a fighter.
Yeah, you do. Congratulations, man. What a run. You know, I figured if I lived long enough, you'd get here.
I think I promised you about, what, 6 years ago I'd make it here?
You did, you know, and I was beginning to wonder where you're going to get there. Buddy, what a run. Tell me about it.
Well, it was... I kind of burned the tires up there a little bit, trying to get around Shane, so I backed off and figured I'd try to wait for him to make a mistake or finish second one. So we got a lucky break with those lap cars. I don't know that we'd have got around him at the end, but I got to thank WSOC, Coca-Cola, Universal Stone, Got Some Marbles, Sunoco, Denny's Mufflers, Jim Cook, and Maxie Bush, wherever he is. We wouldn't be here without him.
I know you don't like to ever see a competitor have an accident or anything like that, but what was going through your mind when you happened to see two good cars that you've been battling with sitting up in turn 3?
I hate seeing that because what do we have, 3 cars at the finish, and you know, you hate to win races that way, but I take them any way I can get them right now. So
been a long dry spell, huh?
About 6 years.
How much fun?
Ton of fun. Do it again next weekend.
Can you get it back here?
Oh, we'll be back. We'll be quicker.
Yeah, hey, he's going to be back. He's going to be quicker. Way to get it done, man.
Thank you.
This guy gets into victory lane the first time. It's always fun anytime you get to share the first one with any competitor. 6 years, long wait, but he got it done. He'll be back. Back up top to you guys.